What's good? This is Elton Anderson Jr. And there's really no AKA. I mean, new podcast, new episode. And I want to welcome you to Elton Energy. And so if you're watching this on YouTube and you're checking me out, you'll see that I tried to create a whole setup. I got 3 cameras. I got a new microphone. And I set up a cool little vibe in my apartment. I got the purple lights behind me, the purple and blue lights. And so, we're stepping into the crown chakra. I'm really into all these different parts of how our energy works in our body. And that's what today's episode is about. And honestly, that's what every episode is going to be about. It's going to be about energy. It's going to be ways to learn how to protect your energy. It's going to be about ways to learn how to raise your vibration. It's going to be ways to understand that everybody has an inherent gift within them. And in that gift is your millionaire frequency. So I want to talk about the energy of money. I want to talk about the energy of love, relationships, and just really help you as I help myself get to learn my energy a little bit better. So the day I'm recording this is January 31st. And it's the day before Black History Month. And, I'm a black man. I love the body that I was born in. And I've been feeling like this responsibility as a black man to really put some positivity into this sphere, this podcast sphere, because everybody, and I mean everybody, has a podcast these days. And I love it. I think that it's important for our voices to be heard. And more importantly, I think it's important that everybody starts to build their own sense of sovereignty in this world, because I left corporate America a long time ago. I ain't worked for nobody in years. And I understand that this is a tool. Why not use it to get out of whatever rat race? And more importantly, to bring your own little swag, your own little vibe to the internet. So I've been thinking a long time. If you've been following me, I haven't made a video in over a year. I haven't made a podcast in over a year. And that brings us to today's episode and why it was so hard for me to make this episode. This episode is the hardest thing I ever had to do. It took me over a year to get back in front of this camera, to feel right, because I said, when I want to get in front of this camera, I want to feel like myself. Now, I don't know what myself feel like. Like, half the time, I don't know what this quote unquote self feels like, because I have always lacked self-awareness. Now, that's my little not so secret. But I wanted to title this episode, Get Over Yourself. And this was a profound statement told to me by one of my mentors. So right now, I consider myself as having 2 mentors. One of my mentors is my girl Jazz. She is my human design mentor. So if you don't know, I am a human design analyst. You call it reader, professional, pro, guru. I like that word, guru. But I am really deep in my human design bag. And so I moved back to Los Angeles last February. I didn't really tell anybody, because Los Angeles for me holds a lot of pain. I'll be honest. Like, when I left here, I had went through some really, really bad friendship losses, lost a relationship. And so a little bit of PTSD out here. Like, I ain't even gonna front to you. But I decided to come back because the universe really called me back here. It was really like so many opportunities were laid out for me in the field of photography. Now, when I left in 2019, I told myself that, I wasn't really a photographer anymore. I do this thing where I really follow my gut. And if you know about human design, I'm a generator. And generators, we operate through our sacral chakra. So we're meant to literally follow our gut, listen to our that sacral energy, and it makes this noise like a for a yes and a for a no. Like your literal gut makes a noise. And so for me, I have always had to listen to that voice inside of myself, because if I ignore it, I will really reap the benefits of whatever's on the other side of me ignoring it. So when I decided to leave, I always know when a chapter for me has ended. But the hard part is that I never know where I'm supposed to go after that chapter closes. So for the last 3 years, I've just been kind of just allowing life to unfold, following the things that I'm interested in. And that thing right now, like I mentioned before, is human design. And so when I moved back to LA, I actually moved back to LA because there was a lot of opportunities in the photography world. Like, I kept getting jobs. I was living in Miami with my parents right before I turned 40. So it's a blessing. I'm out here with my own apartment now. But I had to fly out here for a photography job, and I was like, well, I ain't making money any other way. And then the jobs kept coming, and ultimately last year in 2022, I had like 3 billboards in LA. I got billboards all over the country through BET. I had a national campaign in Target. I directed my first commercial for Procter & Gamble. And the funny thing is, I did not share that with a soul on the internet. I just absolutely kept everything to myself, because when I am not in love with something, that's what I operate on. Like, that's the highest form of energy for me in my life. And so when I'm not in love with something, then it's really hard for me to share it with the world. And that's what I kept bumping up against, because I was getting these opportunities to allow me to make money, but I wasn't feeling fulfilled. And so when you think about money as an energy, it was almost as if I was getting like dirty money. It was, I love that group, but it was almost like I was getting dirty money from doing something that I am extremely talented at. I know that I have the talent of a photographer, but I don't have the passion. And I had to realize that my purpose no longer landed in photography. All right, so then what's my purpose? What am I going to do? How am I going to live my life? And so it was scary, y'all. This last year has been absolutely terrifying, to the point where I am still so nervous to step in front of the camera, step in front of the microphone, because of honestly, like, the own pain I inflicted on myself. And so I'm gonna get sidetracked a lot. So I just talked about my one mentor, Jazz, who really like looked out for me and has really helped guide me through human design. And we don't even talk that much, but I look at her as a mentor through example. So, you know, a lot of times I say, like, with people, like, it's okay to have like a mentor that you don't ever talk to, because you can just watch the way that person moves. You can check out their energy. You can check out how they interact with their own tribe and community, and you can learn a lot from them. So that's what I do. I try to learn a lot, but at the same time, I go up against what is authentic and real for me. So I try incredibly hard not to compare, but I have to be very delicate with that trap of comparing myself to somebody, comparing somebody's 10,000th step with my first step. So that's one mentor. That's Jazz. That's my girl. And it's her power empowered me. And we're going to talk about a lot about power on this channel. So I got another mentor. And this woman just became my mentor on last Friday. Like, today's the 31st, Tuesday. So like 5 days ago, I got me a new mentor. And so I think the beauty is, like, when you're ready, the mentor will appear. I don't know if y'all met. I don't know if y'all read The Alchemist, but as a generator, every generator is pretty much an alchemist. Because think about that book. If you haven't read that book, turn off this podcast right now and take a listen. I mean, go ahead and check it out. But if you think about the alchemist, this is somebody that followed their gut. Santiago, he followed his gut. He followed his inner purpose through this entire journey. And as he went and as he kept following the signs, because as a generator, so there's 5 different types, 5 different human design types. We got generators, we got manifestors, we got manifesting generators, we got projectors and reflectors. And so those 5 different types. But this episode is a generator episode because this is about me, but I got love for everybody else. But as a generator, we're not here to manifest, because manifesting is kind of been commodified in a way that takes away from the actual meaning. So if you think about what a true manifester is, especially in the human design world, there's only 9% of the population who are manifestors. And somebody who manifests is somebody who actually initiates and informs their way through life. Their aura is completely different than the generators. Their aura is closed and repelling. So a lot of times manifestors need to have that aura that says, yo, don't fuck with me. They have to have that aura, that energy of almost like what's that thing called? A ram, a bulldozer. That's what it is. Manifestors, they got that bulldozer energy because they have to follow whatever inner divine energy that they have, and they have to get straight to the point because they're meant to manifest. So they have to inform everybody else, get out the way, and then initiate into action. And that's cool and all, but generators, we can't operate like that. And so the deeper I dived into human design, the more that I learned that as a generator, we have a signature theme of actually responding to life. So for us, things show up. So just like in The Alchemist in Santiago, everything just showed up for him. And then he was like, okay, this looks good. So he trusted his gut and went that way. I ain't read the book in so long, so I don't really know the details, but y'all get the gist. But you just remember that, and I resonated with Santiago, with the character so much because he literally followed his gut to get to his destiny. And that is exactly what if you're listening to this, if you're a generator, if you're especially in a manifesting generator, it's a little bit of a switch to you guys. But if you are a generator, then you are being called to be the alchemist in your life. And you have to realize that it's not about manifesting, it's about magnetizing. And the way that you magnetize yourself, the way that you draw these things into you and these opportunities to respond is through actually staying in alignment and actually listening to your gut. And so the more that you step into your own alignment, because we're going to talk about alignment a lot on this channel too, but the more that you stay aligned with things that speak directly to you, the more that you make decisions from your gut, because the gut is really, they call it the second brain, and it's actually, in my position, the only brain in my mind. When I think about my head, when I think about our minds, they're really not meant to make decisions. Like, your mind is used to ponder. You can romanticize. I like to do a lot of dreaming with my mind. I like to do a lot of just reminiscing with my mind. But when I have to make a decision, it is not healthy for me, especially, but also any generator, to really use our minds. I know it sounds so counterproductive, but the real key to being a generator and to really following the alchemist within you is to follow your gut. So another tangent, just deal with me here. Just follow. But so it brings me back to my second I forgot the name, what I'm saying, to my second mentor. And so my second mentor, her name is Tamara. And she is one of the most successful businesswomen. She's out of Australia, and she is just insane. Like, her client base, the type of clients she works with are literally all in the 1%. It's people that are like high earning. She's part of an organization called YPO. And to get into YPO, you have to have $20 million of revenue. And so I said, what? Like a year, like what? And so she's one of the people that she just understands the energy of business. So on one hand, it's so important to learn your own energy. That's what human design is for. That's what I'm going to walk you through, to understand your own energy, to understand exactly who you are and how it's easier for you to move to the world. Because if you learn how to hack your human design, you can learn how to hack everything. You talking about manifestation, you talking about law of attraction, you talking about the secret, you talking about any of these things, you talking about abundance. What? It's all within you. It's all within your design. And on the other side, Tamara is teaching me how to hack business world. And what I see that there are so many similarities, is almost like the same thing. And so what I tell my clients when I read their human designs, it's like everything that you want in life is in your design. Your business plan, your marketing plan, your love plan, your travel plans, everything is in your human design. And so I am so excited to teach you all exactly how to understand that and how to tap in with your own self. And so met with my business manager. I was introduced my business mentor. I was introduced to her through one of my best friends that I met in Bali. And she'd been following my human design journey. It's been real low key. We did a couple of calls together where I read her human design and we talked about the human designs of the 1% and celebrities. And we developed a rapport. But there was something for me because I get very, very insecure, a little nervous around business owners, right? That's one of my secrets. When people that are like really astute business people, because I've always wanted to own a business. I've always worked for myself in the last like 15 years as a photographer, but actually like owning a business, like, you know what I'm saying? Like a business where you can like, oh, I got this product. Oh, I got these yearly sales. Oh, I got all these things. I ain't never really did that. And so I always get insecure because I'm like, this is something that in the back of my mind, I always want to do. I went to business school at FAMU. And I am very cool with very successful business owners and very just people that get it. But I was like, yo, once I decided and learned how to hack myself, then can I use this to hack the business world? Like, can I create a business using human design? Can I use my design to make a business? Can I, and it's not so much about making or creating a business. It's actually about tapping into the business that's within you. I think everybody is a soul. Like when I see human beings, I don't know if it's because of photography. I don't know if it's because of my design, but ever since I was like, I can remember, I looked at people, even before I had this level of consciousness, I always looked at people as souls and energy. Like I've always kind of seen that, even though I didn't really like dive into the studying the level that I am now. And so it's always been this thing of like, okay, what is the mystery? What is the secret behind these people that are so wealthy? What is the secret behind this 1%? And so I am telling you right now that alignment is absolutely real, because I continued to follow something that my gut told me to do, and that something was human design. I continued to do it, and I did it with nobody watching me. You know, they talk about putting in 10,000 hours to be an expert. I'm telling you right now, can't nobody see me in these human design streets. Like nobody can see me. I feel like I know human design at a level that I can help anybody. And that's the reason I got into it. I want to share a gift. I look at the best way to use your energy in this world is to give a gift. Like imagine, the energy if you like buy a gift for somebody you love and they're gonna love it. Like you pick up, the shoes that your brother always wanted, or you buy the earrings that your mama loves, or whatever it is, that energy of when you give somebody a gift, and it is such a selfless, beautiful, loving energy. And that's what I bring to human design. And so when she told me, she gave me, we ended up meeting in person. We had met on Zoom calls for a number of times. She actually is from Australia and lives there now. She was visiting here in LA, and she said, Elton, I'm in LA, let's meet in person. And I'm like, bet. So we had our little sunset date. And on that sunset date, it was platonic. On that sunset date, I just learned so much. I learned so much about how to start a business. I learned so much about how to grow a community. I'm talking about, we only sat there for like maybe 3 hours, but I learned so much. And I'm talking about, I was taking notes the whole time, and really just, in a sense, grateful that she saw something in me and wanted to tap into my own seed of potential that she saw, because I think that's her gift. She sees the potential in every single person. And you really want people in your life like that. You want people that not only knows how to see your potential, but also knows how to like water it a little bit. And so I think that's something that her and I both share, because I always see the best in people. And with human design, I'm able to now look at you and tell you like, yo, just do this. Like, this is all you got to do. Just shift this a little bit, decondition this, reprogram this, and you good. Like, you got this. And so she told me something that gagged me a little bit. Like, beautiful conversation, but she told me something that gagged me a little bit. I mean, the first thing she told me that gagged me was that, this is how accomplished she is. She said, oh, Elton, like usually when I consult with people, I usually charge them $18,000 an hour. I said, wait. I said, huh? And then it was like, when if for 2 hours you get a little discount, so it's like $25K. So basically, I think if I'm doing the math right, like 3 hours with her, I think it was like a $50K conversation. But that was the first thing that gagged me, because when you think about energy, yo, that's energy. Like, and I hate to put her coins out there, but I mean, we grown. I mean, but that is energy, to think that 1 hour of conversation is worth $18,000. Like, bro, work on your wealth. What are you worth? And worthiness doesn't come from money. I'm not saying this numbers because of like, oh, money is everything. No. I'm telling you that the energy that was exchanged between her and I was something that cracked me open. And so that energy cracked me open in a way that now I can get in front of this camera with this microphone and hopefully crack you open. So we passing the torch. We cracking everybody getting crack. So the thing that she told me, the thing that gagged me completely, and which was the purpose of this podcast, was she told me, Elton, get over yourself. I said, ooh. I said, ooh, excuse me. She said, Elton, get over yourself and get to your gift. Now, I was like, yo, because when you think about that, it's like, it's not just get over yourself. It's not just like get over yourself. It's get over yourself. SELF is capitalized. And when I think of that self, I think of how I struggled with self-awareness for so long in my life. And I say I struggle with self-awareness because I always measured myself by the titles that I possessed or the things that I had. So I always looked at my self-awareness of what everybody else thought of me. that's no way to live. Like, that's why I had to go on this whole spiritual journey, because I was extremely successful in 2019. You know, most of you guys have been following me for years. I had a TV show, I had commercials, I had a stylist, I had coins, dream apartment, and I had to let all that go because I didn't want to continue to be put on a pedestal and continue to rise. And I felt like the higher that I rose, the shakier my foundation was. I felt like I was on a foundation of popsicle sticks the higher I went. And I ain't like that feeling. So I had to like get off of it, climb down before I took a tumble, and really figure out who I am. And so this journey of self-awareness honestly brought a lot of self-doubt. I struggled with self-doubt for so long. I'm talking about every day I woke up in doubt. If the deeper we dive into human design, my actual personality sun, which is like who you are in human design, kind of like your fingerprint, yourself, is the gate of doubt, 63.5. So I'm literally designed to doubt. And that doubt beat my ass. That doubt was beating my ass up and down the United States of America. And that doubt led me to different forms of escapism. You could take that for what it is. We're not getting into the details. Different habits that that I had to release. Right now, I am 14 days sober, so I'm practicing semen retention. I gave up weed and just any other substance that wasn't really raising my vibration. And so me dealing with this lack of self-awareness, this self-doubt, it created selfishness. And so the more that you doubt yourself, the more that you become selfish with your gift. Every single person has a gift. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you think of yourself. You have a gift to give the world. Now it's about unlocking that potential so that you can let it out. And that's what we're doing. So when my girl Tamara told me to get over myself, I was like, nah, hold on there, ma'am. I ain't got the $18,000 for this conversation, but I will say this. I will say that was the thing that really like woke me up. I am awakened because me learning to get over myself. And when you think about the self, it's the ego. It's that ego. It's the ego of thinking and believing the stories. That's the thing about the ego. The ego is nothing but a collection of stories. And so in order to get past the ego, you have to break the story of yourself. And that was the hardest part for me over these last few years, especially this last year in LA, because I only knew the Elton that lived in LA pre-2019. So I only knew that Elton. And I kept trying to like tug on that story, kept trying to do the same things that Elton did. And what was happening was I was afraid to mourn myself. I had to mourn that old Elton. And I kept dancing with ghosts. Like, that Elton is a ghost. That's not me anymore. That's not who I am. And so when you over here playing peekaboo with the Ghostbusters, then you don't have an opportunity to live the life and tell the story, the new story that you're meant to tell. So that's what I'm doing now. I took that to heart because you have to get over yourself. Because once you get over yourself, you get to your gift. You stop being selfish and you start being selfless. You start taking the gift that you have and you start sharing it with the world. And the more you share it with the world, the more satisfied you become. The more satisfied you become, the more aligned you become. The more aligned you become, the higher your vibration raises. And the higher your vibration raises, the more that you attract into your life. It is as simple as that. It is as simple as the alchemy of going from your old self to your new self. And you do that through actually letting go and surrendering. So I want us all to surrender together. You know me, I work best in groups. I work best when I bring people together. I work best when I create community. And so this episode is going to debut on February 1st, the first day of Black History Month. So we're going to be all together. And it doesn't matter if you're black or white or Asian or Sri Lankan or Jewish or whatever creed or trans, any pronoun is welcome here. I just think that the symbolism of us going into February, I love February. I love February so much because energetically it just has this like this vibe to it. Think about it. Like right now we're in Aquarius season and I love my Aquarius, and Aquarius season for me is always good. It is some of my favorite people are Aquarius, and I just think like literally some of my favorite people are Aquarius, and it's also my Venus planet. So like I love like an Aquarius. And Aquarius is also the first zodiac sign in the human design system. So human design New Year don't start in January 1st. Human design New Year starts on January 22nd, 21st or 20, whatever day Aquarius season starts. And I love February as well because February is the start of Pisces season, which we all know, you know what I'm saying? I am a whole Pisces. And the other important thing about Aquarius is that Aquarius is ruled by the planet Uranus. And we're going to tap into what Uranus means in my life. We're going to go really, really deep because, y'all, I started a school. I started a university that anybody is welcome to. Like I said, this is not about Black History Month. It's not about just Black people finding their power, because I want everybody to be empowered. And my power of choice is the power of love. So I want to just build this community on the power of love, and I want to start it in February and get it going. And as we transfer into as we pass the baton from the Aquarius to the Pisces, I just want to take this step with it. So I want to really include you guys in this new self. Like, it's a whole new Elton here. It's a whole new Elton energy that I got to share with the world. And as I share this Elton energy, I want to help empower each and every one of you to find the potential of your soul. I want to help everybody unlock your own soul's potential, like my two mentors did with me over this weekend. So I got the human design side, I got the business side, and I told myself that I would be so absolutely just transparent with how I am growing this business. Like, I am showing y'all rooter to the tutor. I'm showing you the different practices I do on a more spiritual side, which is the human design side, and also how I'm taking those human design elements and translating that into the coins, because money is energy. I'm going to say that all the time. Money is energy. And when you give money power over you, when you give money the power over your worth, when you give money the power over your own value, like I'm talking about you, when you give money the power over your soul, so many people sell their soul for money. It is ridiculous. And I want to change that narrative. I want to show people over these next 28 days of February, I promise myself I am making a video each and every day, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a YouTube video, whether it's a reel. Every day you are getting something from Elton's energy on the internet, on the YouTubes, on everywhere. So I'm super excited about that. And then I'm growing this school. I'm growing this university. I'm getting this retreat. This retreat is going live. I'm just launching a retreat website tomorrow. So I got a lot of things in the works, and it is so empowering that I am able to become the own alchemist in my story, and I am learning how to get over myself. And the more that I get over myself, hopefully it will inspire you to get over yourself, and then get to these bags, get to your gifts, and get to a life of abundance that you came here to live. So before I go on too long, I just want to say, check me out. I'll be posting this on my YouTube, and you guys can just follow along with the journey. And Any questions you have, leave them in the comments on this channel. Any deep dives you want me to take into human design, literally tell me what y'all want to know. Like, ask me anything, because the more that you give me feedback and the more that you give me ideas, the more I can talk. And I could talk forever. Like, these episodes might be like 2-3 hours. You keep messing around with me. So I just want to get this out, and I want to say, thank you all for listening. And I am so excited about this next journey and all of us getting to ourselves. So with that, I want to say, have a great day, great evening, great workout, however you chose to listen to this. And I'll catch you on the next episode. Peace out.